Hi everyone, I'm Tracy and thank you for tuning in today. So I wanted to do this kind of last minute video because I've been getting so many questions and requests about the very large widespread fire that's going on in Texas right now. And it is at this point the largest fire in Texas history. It's now burned 1 million acres and it is not contained. It's either 3% contained or completely not contained. So this is a real big one, you guys. So I wanted to bring some points to everyone's attention. Before we get to that, though, you guys have to see or hear our president speaking about some of the roofs, or I'll let you guys hear it.
There's a lot. If you fly over these areas that are burned to the ground, you'll see in the midst of 20 homes that are just totally destroyed, one home sitting there because they had the right roof on it. And anyway.
So he said that everything's destroyed unless, or one house is still standing because it had the right roof. I don't know if he was having a senior moment and didn't realize he wasn't supposed to say that. He went off script and said it, or he was supposed to say it. I don't know. My guess is that he accidentally said it, but either way, more evidence that there is something more than a natural fire going on here in Texas. Okay, and I'll show you this map. So this is the area that's burned, and it's a pretty large area, and it's moving into an area called the Texas Panhandle, which is closer to the Gulf. All right, and here's some images. This is some of the burn patterns, these lines here. And this picture reminds me of aerial footage that was taken by a drone over Lahaina when that fire was going on. I can't say if this is, evidence of, laser or anything like that. It just reminded me of footage from Maui. And then here, these are some photos of a house, and the video, you can see that there's smoke coming out of the house, but the house is not on fire. The only fires you see is outside of the house. So possibly indicating that there is some kind of fire inside. I'm not sure how that would have started, but I did want to show you all this. And this is the back side of the house, the same house. And then here is, we can kind of see like the beginnings of a little firenado on the left as it's approaching the freeway. And I'll show you the clip that this came from. So right here, you can kind of see it right here. I'll move over to the left. So these were very commonly seen in, I think it was a Paradise Fire. We saw things like this. And here's a better one here. So yeah, this is a better one of the firenado. Okay, and then here's another little article about how this area that's being burnt is home to 85% of Texas's cattle. So a large amount of beef comes from this area of the U.S., and there are actually more cows than people in this area. And you can see this house that was flattened. This is unusual because in a typical fire, usually like metal appliances and metal beams will be kind of remaining, but in this case, it's completely flattened. And you're also going to hear about a mother who was trapped in her home, and her son or husband was not able to get to her because the roads were closed. And I'll let you hear him say it.
For Paul Blankenship, home won't ever be the same. The flames took his mother, Joyce.
They had already blocked the roads off, so I wasn't able to get in there to her.
So that was his mom, that he was not able to get to her because the roads were blocked. So again, another similarity between Texas and Lahaina. Okay, and this video has been sent to me about 4 or 5 times, and he's going to do a better job than I would do explaining some of the reasons why this fire is where it is. So I'll let you hear him say it.
There's a massive fire happening currently in Texas, specifically Amarillo, with over 500,000 acres being burned and 0% of the fires being contained at this moment. And as you can see from another scene, herds of cows have been seen running all over Amarillo, Texas, away from this fire as well. With over 20 miles, including over the Panhandle, looking exactly like this. That's not what I want to show you, okay? I want to open everybody's eyes just a little bit more. Because this is the second largest wildfire in Texas history, and it just so happens to be, like I stated, 0% contained, okay? So stay with me here. Now I'm going to be showing you a map as to where they assume that the wildfires are going to be spreading in the next day or two. Like I stated, as you can clearly see here, the wildfires are now spreading into the Panhandle. Now, that's kind of weird because it kind of looks like this map. Do you know what this map is? This just so happens to be the SMART map that was planned for Amarillo, Texas, with the manufacturing logistics district being built right off the east side of Amarillo, Texas into the Panhandle. Huh, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah, I'd say not really, as you consider the fact that they named Amarillo as the #1 under the market Texas housing market. We have an existing the Amarillo Comprehensive Plan, which is completed in 2010, and there's a state law that requires the cities need to have an updated comprehensive plan, she said. And so City Plan Vision 2045 is an update to the 2010 plan. You know what other city just so happened to have that same exact 2045 plan? Oh yeah, Viña del Mar in Chile. It just so happens to look like this after the wildfires a couple months ago. Oh, and let's not forget how they stated the city of Amarillo is blazing a new trail in Texas as the first major city to marry the power of the private sector with funding from the American Rescue Plan to drive deployment of high-speed, high-security internet connections throughout our community. This was just posted on an article from September, okay? As you can see, through a standard transparent procurement process, we recently awarded AT&T. AT&T and a whole bunch of phone companies just had a major power outage in the United States. Wait a minute, one of those locations just so happened to be Amarillo, Texas. Huh, weird, right? An experienced and proven broadband provider, the contract to make internet connections available throughout our city. This was done with a $20 million plus investment from AT&T. Oh, in Amarillo, we considered several options for making the most of these dollars before choosing to engage in a public-private partnership, a solution that will allow us to leverage federal dollars and private sector funds. And what's really ironic about Viña del Mar is they just so happened to announce that Viña del Mar was supposed to be the first implemented SMART city headquarters, and Chile's government might or might not have deleted that completely from their website.
All right, so you heard him comparing the fire in Texas to the Chilean fire, and I did a video. My last video was comparing the Maui fire to the fire in Chile. So if you guys want to see that, I'll link that down below. So these three fires are, in my opinion, related. And I'll play one more, and this is about the transportation plans and how it relates to the global agenda.
These 2040 long-range transportation plans are eerily similar to the 2040 Healy-Mai long-range transportation plan. So did all these governors just secretly get together, have a meeting, and say that by 2040, let's all just change the layout of our states to make it more convenient, to make it smarter, to have our state less taxing for the environment and help fight climate change? Well, does Texas also have a 2040 agenda? Well, yes, they do. The Texas Transportation Plan 2040 Statewide Transportation Report. This sounds an awful lot like what was found in the Healy-Mai 2040 Long Range Transportation Plan. But there is a lot of land that has to be changed. There's a lot of land ownership between farmland and ancestral lands that people do not want to give up. Not just that, when it comes to this smart city or this long-range travel plan, there will be a lot of things you can and cannot do, including what you can and cannot eat. This long-range travel plan is all about money, control, and land ownership under the guise of climate change. Over 1 million acres burned. Not only that, the wind has just been changing randomly to spread all throughout the Panhandle. It's even spreading to Oklahoma. What's in the Panhandle they would love to get rid of? Of course they want to go ahead and take that land, but in the Panhandle there are actually more cows than there are people. Matter of fact, in Texas, 86% of the cows in Texas, the heart of the beef industry, is located in the Panhandle.
All right, so you guys heard what they had to say. Something that came up more recently that was sent to me is that the mainstream media is now reporting that the weather in the area where the fire is now very cold and it is snowing pretty heavily. So that is a little unusual that there is a massive fire and it's also cold and snowing. So I wanted to point that out. I will continue to watch this fire. It is going on as we speak right now. Today is March 2nd. I'll continue to watch this and report on any more anomalies that I pick up on. But I wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. So yeah, with that, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.